Hey guys, good afternoon. You're watching Boondocking with Dennis. We're on Fulton Beach Road, Rockport, Texas. It is currently 67 degrees. I think the overnight low tonight will be 48 degrees. It was a little muggy last night. It was in the high 60s overnight. So I'm looking forward to this little cool front. The wind, however, is 20 miles an hour, but it's coming out of the north, which would be the opposite side of this truck. So we shouldn't get much wind in the microphone today. Absolutely beautiful day. I'm a little bit later doing this than I usually am. It's 9:40 a.m. and I had a harrowing experience for me anyway. The last few nights, my DeWalt fan, which keeps me alive, I'm debating whether it's my most significant piece of boondocking equipment, but it's definitely in my top three. That might be an interesting list. Um, I rely on my DeWalt fan. I've had it almost 4 years, and just 2 nights ago, it started making some funky noises. And last night, somewhere around 3 a.m., it died. And when that fan stops, I immediately wake up. And it would start again and die, and it wasn't the battery. I had several batteries back there for it, fully charged, and it's making a rattling noise. So I thought I would go to Lowe's today and grab one. And I looked at Lowe's, and they were $137. I think that's about double what I paid 4 years ago. And I looked on Amazon, and they were $107, somewhere around there. So thanks to you guys, I had almost 40 bucks on my Amazon gift card balance from gift cards that you guys sent me. Got waves from everybody. Woohoo! And my associates, my Amazon associates account, when you use the link in my description to go to Amazon, whatever you purchase that day, doesn't cost you anything extra, and Amazon takes care of me. And I know some of you guys use it. I know for sure my friend Jamie has used it for major things in her office. So thank you, Jamie. Check out Jamie's channel, Jamie Makin, Makin. She does videos about different things, but mostly trains, and specifically older trains. She records them, rides them, tells you the history about them, goes to different train museums, and she also does some model trains. She has an N scale, but I like Jamie's channel. I love the sound of trains, the clanks, the lights, the bells, the whistles. Very cool. Any Doogie Howser. I ordered my DeWalt fan. I think I wound up paying, I don't know, 70 bucks for it, and I'm desperately waiting for that to arrive. It says 2 days, and of course, I ordered it on a Thursday, so that adds the weekend to it, and it'll get here when it gets here. But I do have a small fan that's rechargeable, and I can hook that up to the battery packs. What do we got? A plane going overhead? Also been using a different microphone the last few videos, and it doesn't always pick up the background sounds, which is kind of weird. Sometimes it just sounds like I'm talking into an open void. But Yeah, that was a plane. I guess they're doing touch and goes today because I can see them kind of making a big circle. There you go. So for the next few nights, I have my smaller fan, and I'm glad the cooler weather's coming, so I can use the white noise. But this morning, I just when the fan went out, I opened my windows all the way, and I was doing a friend's playlist, and I had to shut it off so I could put on white noise. A channel with basically a recorded sound effect of a fan, and I played that and slept very well, and actually didn't get out of the back of the truck till about 8:45 today. So hopefully my DeWalt fan will arrive, and once the new one comes, I think I'm going to take apart the old one and just see if it needed a good cleaning. It is absolutely disgustingly filthy, and that could be a cause of it. But I've had it for almost 4 years, so I definitely got my money's worth out of it. So I know there's a lot of you nice guys. I say I need something and you send it. I already ordered a DeWalt fan, so don't send me a DeWalt fan. I really appreciate it. Speaking of, there's the plane again. There's probably two of them doing touch and goes. That's the usual drill. He's way up there. I don't know if I'm going to catch him or not because I'm trying to watch the road, but it's a gorgeous day today, and you wouldn't even know it's windy just from having the truck at the right angle, blocking the wind. If we were facing the other way, you'd hear nothing but wind. When I got to Rockport Beach, I checked my phone and I had a message from Luciano. And he said, a nice lady named Pat just left money for me and you. Can you please come get it? Luciano didn't want anything to do with touching money. So, Pat, and I hope he got your name right. Pat, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Luciano gave me the whole thing that you left, and I put half in his envelope and let him know how much he had, and put the other half in the bank, and that definitely helped pay for my DeWalt fan. So thank you, Pat. Pat, if you're around town, send me an email. My email is in the description of all my videos, and I'll tell you where I'm at, and we can say hello if that's what you want to do, or if you were just leaving a gift. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Pat. That's very kind of you. Last night before I ordered the fan, I was debating, like, do I have I'm always budget wise, like, okay, I have to do this, I have to get an oil change, I got to do this, and that was a perfect timing. So thank you very much. Ain't that pretty? Private dock, no trespassing. I might want to go touch that dock. We're not usually here this time of day, and we've only had one car pass us, and only saw two people walking, no dogs. So Luciano said, I noticed the other day when we, what were we bringing Luciano? Oh, the card, that there was an extra shopping cart at the church, and he said the church allowed. There's a older woman, a lady. I haven't seen her yet. That has been staying in the carport as well. And Luciano gave her money this morning to go get food. So that was very generous of him. And I hope it doesn't affect his status with staying there. It only takes one person acting up until, they have to say, hey, no more shenanigans. Old Cottage Beach, private beach, no trespassing. There's just holes in the road here. So that's a concern. I did have a little conversation this morning with my friends, other people that live here in town, Texas Plug Riches, and they go metal detecting in the area. And I do enjoy their channel, Texas Plug Riches. Check that out if you get a chance. Very nice people, and she finds a good amount of stuff. We got a wave. 3 for 3 on the waves. I think sometimes just the way the sun's angled, you might not be able to see in my windshield to see if I'm waving. I just heard something neat. Well, I guess I got a joke written down somewhere. You know why they used to call it the Dark Ages? Because there were so many nights. That was worth the wait, wasn't it? There you go. Just let you enjoy the water for a moment. Watching Calvin's channel, RV Living with the Geezer. Good morning, Calvin. Reminds me of my buddy Kurt Tiger. Kurt's house was kind of catty corner to our house. Seacane, Pennsylvania. The cross street. I lived on Lawton Terrace. Kurt lived on the corner of Lawton Terrace and Wood Road. So our houses were probably 100 yards apart. Kurt was a year younger than me, and he had the big corner yard. We used to go over there and real young play Matchbox cars, good old Matchbox cars. What was the other brand? There was Matchbox, and there was another one. I don't remember, but Kurt had like every fire truck, every rescue vehicle, every police car, and yeah, when we were real young, we hung out a lot, and then I got into playing hockey and stuff, and even though we lived across the street from each other and always said hi, I didn't do a whole lot of stuff with Kurt, but um, when I joined friends, good morning. Hmm. When I joined friends on one team, we used to go to this one friend's house, and after games and have a beer and stuff like that. Kurt was friends with them as well because they were all volunteer firemen. So I got to hang around Kurt again and know him as a 18, 19, 20-year old compared to a 10-year old. And at that time, I had another group of friends where I played harmonica with, and then they needed a bass player. So I was having guitar players teaching me how to play bass, which was great at the time, but not much of a help in the long run. There's a truck coming. I'm going to let him pass. Thank you, Mr. Truck. He got it right away. He didn't pull up behind me and stop and honk his horn or nothing. So I had different basses and I had double amps, and I thought I was pretty good, but I only knew how to play those 20 songs that the band played at Beef and Beers and stuff like that. We're going to pull over here. Let one more car go. Well, after I'd been playing about 2 years and still only to play about 25 songs, I did something brilliant. I went to Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, and I took bass lessons from a very good teacher. And if you wanted to take lessons from him, basically it was a kids class, which was perfect for me. It was just you and him, but he gave you music written down. I would write the music down. He would show you the notes. You would write the music down, and your time with him would be to learn what each little symbol meant, where it went, how it worked. And then you would go home for a week and practice that lesson. After about 6 or 7 lessons, you realize that no matter what song you heard, one of the lessons that you had could fit into that song. There was like the basic country beat. Dum, 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 dum. You know what I mean? That is 99% of every country song ever written. You could another one I remember was a simple blues progression that was dum 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 dum, and then you would change keys because it was a progression. Well, you could take that doon 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 and go and hit one note right after another, each note twice, and make that dun 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 dun. And once you got those, you were good on any song. And everything I learned after that was icing on the cake. But it was really funny once I heard a song. Now, there are specific songs that are kind of famous, like for their bass riffs, like Money by Pink Floyd. Um, I, I don't know. My Sharona, which is 2 notes if you're playing the bass. It's an E and then a high E. So there was always songs like that that you would take a minute to figure out. But yeah, we how that relates to Kurt is, I guess this road's closed here. Oh man, wonder what's going on down there. Guess the wind has blown over the barricades. We're gonna go up Myrtle, guys. All right, goodbye, Aransas Bay. We hardly knew you. So this is Myrtle. How that relates to Kurt is, while I was off doing that, Kurt was drumming. Kurt was a big fan. And then Kurt joined the Coast Guard, which was an awesome experience. I've mentioned this before. I tried when I was 17, 18, and got turned down by the Marines, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, and Navy in that order. I was just desperate to get away out of my house and into some situation, any situation, you know. But Kurt was in the Coast Guard, And when Kurt came back from that, we would always have little bands, beef and beers and things like that, big parties. Got to wave. So Kurt's a real good dude. And then when I moved down to Texas, there's a puppy dog. It's Hammer's cousin, I think. Got to wave from him. That dog did not wave. I think this brings us right up to Legends, which is pretty cool because I got a motorcycle for sale up here I wanted to show you guys. And Kurt got married and had kids, and Kurt just retired. He was a captain at a full-time paying firehouse. We've shown this before, but we'll show it again. And he just retired, and it's weird to see now that Kurt has adult children. I still think of myself as being 22. So when I see my friends like Kurt and all my friends, I'm like, wow, they got old. And I forget that, yeah, I got old. Welcome, Belt Sander race fans. And really, who isn't? This is Legends here, local bar in the area. And now the wind is open to the wind. Let me show you this motorcycle right up here, guys, and we'll wrap it up. Legends, a music venue. Lock the doors and turn the lights down low. Right across from the Hampton Inn in beautiful Rockport, Texas. Here we go. Well, we're going to have to back up. I didn't cut this too close. Yep. Yeah, there are other cars in Rockport. I know it's hard to believe. What do we got here, guys? Little bike for sale. Woo! That's not bad looking. All right, guys, I've rambled long enough today. Thanks for riding along. Thanks for watching.